has defeated Calamite? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me. That beast will never take to the skies again. Ah, this great bow, I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine. If thine wish is to succeed poor Artorias and challenge the spread of the dark, then thou must face Manus, father of the abyss. The dark emanates from Manus himself. Even if this land shall expire, thou may be able to prevent further corrosion. But even so, one day the flames will fade, and only dark will remain, and even a legend such as thyself can do nothing to stop that. Now, do not mistake my words. I cherish my work. Wood carving is a nuanced art. I would have much to talk about with that blacksmith. In truth, how is the old chap, I wonder? Still hammering away, I should hope. Farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed upon thee.
Such a good character. Alright. I think at least for the time being, I'm gonna run with the strength build, using the Dark Knight sword. Usually it's the area I would go to last, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. We're gonna go ahead and take on the Demon Ruins. Similar to what I was talking about before, just with the few things I genuinely dislike about Dark Souls. Mainly mentioning how much the environment can be an enemy compared to literally just about anything else. And that, especially in some boss fights, the atmosphere, the environment, is usually what gets you killed before anything else. Alright, I don't need to go across that way right now. I think these guys actually start to become a little bit hostile, yeah. The further down you get, these ones further down here are a little more crazed, I thought. We're not messing with that crap, and if I do, I'll do it off camera. There's just, I think there's a slab, like a green slab or something like that. Not worth it, not for, that's just a joke. And Hidetaka Miyazaki, director of Demon Souls and Dark Souls, actually made a statement that this is one of his least favorite areas, that they gave it to he didn't single the person out, but basically said they were a new programmer, new developer, and they should have come back and fixed a lot of this. Which is also an interesting perspective when it comes to the remaster or the re-release. So this is the Dark Souls remaster that came with the Dark Souls trilogy. And one thing Jim Sterling was talking about when the remaster came out was, should they have actually done more with this? Should they have tried to fix some of these buggy things? Right there. Whack. That's gonna be something later. And when you openly have areas like this that it's just blatantly cut and pasted enemy drops and environments and all that sort of stuff. I mean, this is kind of pitiful. And if it wasn't in a game that did everything else so masterfully, maybe it wouldn't be noticeable. But it's Dark Souls. It is every bit of a big deal. I have to rest at it, which is going to respawn all those freaking Capra demons and everything. But I want to get this invasion. This invasion is a good one to get. So yeah, right there you can see the centipede demon. Good stuff. Alright, so we have a black fog. That's a bit of a drop off. Dark Spirit Kirk has invaded. So this is Kirk of the Thorns. And this is who I was hoping we could get in the depths, but the invasions will only happen if you have not beaten the boss yet. So when I beat the Gaping Dragon, that made it so the invasions couldn't happen anymore. Alright, so there's one important thing we gotta do up here. For our boy Solaire. Is this how I get down in here? Yes. Alright. So these stupid little things up here. These little chaos bugs. They really serve no purpose in the width and breadth of the game. However, there's one, I think, up in the next area. What? What contraption is locking it? Well, we got to get to the other side of that, otherwise Solaire is going to lose his mind, and, ooh. Don't know if that was probably That was probably a fatal drop-off. Yeah, I don't know about that. But we want to get that taken care of. For our good buddy Solaire. Alright. Kind of an admittedly cooler design for this stupid thing. However, I know a lot of the time oh crap. This is another one where the environment is just your worst enemy. All of these trees and branches and everything. Come on! Alright, I'm not wasting time on him. I'm just gonna get right back to it, get in there, and I'm gonna put him down. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. So we're just doing our run back now. The bonfire is only like a few feet away, and all of these enemies just have such big committal animations. The run back is really not a big deal, but this is still just so stupid. Trying to get him a little bit further down this way so I can actually have some space to not get trapped. But like that big, the big root right there, like that tracking is stupid. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Where almost throughout the entire game, aside from maybe one or two here and there, the adversary, oh my god. The adversary is what you're fighting, but this stupid area is just about getting distracted and tripping over shit. Like, that's not clever. That's not... That is not effectively challenging a player. That is an inability to make an effective challenge. And that mindset, that mentality, that's completely what ruined Dark Souls 2. Is that that's what it entirely became about. It did not become about how do you make an effectively challenging game. It became about how do you make a game that is just hard. Not even good, just hard. Trade that. Demon Catalyst and Humanity. Alright, now let's see if that's gonna let us get down there. So we want to be able to get down there before, like I said, before we go into Lost Izalith. Maybe, is there a switch, like, actually in here that I missed? Or was that it? No, that wasn't it. Yeah, they all look like that. Locked by some contraption. Late. I don't know, I'll get that figured out, because I would like to have that for the finale. But as I said, for all intents and purposes, what we're trying to do is save Solaire. So we're going to go ahead, head up here, we're going to unlock the shortcut, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It is unfortunate because I really like so much about this game. But once it gets to this point, it just, I don't know, as it almost, I'm not gonna say goes downhill, but once Kingseeker Framped enters the picture, at that point it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not playing a game anymore. Now I'm essentially going on these fetch quests, and I don't know, it's disappointing to me that as I've said before, something that is so solid, so good, so well put together just kind of devolves into, yeah, you gotta go fight these four guys. You gotta go fight these things, just like any old 16-bit Nintendo game. You gotta go fight them. So this gives us a shortcut. If we give the fair lady enough humanity, this is another shortcut that will open up into Lost Izalith. I gotta figure out what to do with old Solaire before I really mess with that. So, man, 5 points. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it right here and call that an episode, and I don't know, I'll see you next time. Alright, I don't quite think this is a terribly good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to this for a little while. If I can beat Calamite, I am going to also presume that I can beat Manus. And we heard Hawkeye Goff speak a little bit about a toothy serpent. Now, even though you won't see me do it, another thing I really appreciate about this game is how much it gives you on New Game Plus. It really, once you have a pattern and an understanding for what's what genuinely down, you are able to really get a much more vivid appreciation for what's going on in the world. Large shard, okay. Green shard, whatevs. Because there is a lot to try to take in and digest. Because there are characters we're not going to be able to encounter on our first run through. So when he's talking about a toothy serpent, we immediately think of Kingseeker Frand. However, there's a second serpent that we're not able to meet. Now this is a very interesting character. Ball and chain, looks like he's been strapped to something, and just kind of based on some of the coloring, looks like he was thrown down a pit. Okay. Alright, not messing around with you anymore. Okay. A little bit dumb. Making me mad. Alright. Why is this guy giving me such difficulty? that's actually the trick. Once I'm able to get some hits off on them, I think I need to go two-hander. Leather gauntlets. Okay. You can see each of these statues has a catalyst with its head removed. Each is carrying an Ulysseal catalyst with its head forcibly removed. Hello. And now we come to some of the more interesting areas. And again, like this, after going through that Demon Ruins crap, like seriously, this is what we talk about when we talk about Dark Souls. And I'm gonna need plenty of these. So again, I'm not gonna spend a heck of a lot of time in here, and I don't even really know if I should go back to Quelaag or no, I'll stick with this. Chasm of the Abyss. Okay. It's a little creepy and ominous and terrible. There's one of those. Spell. Now again, there is one thing that we're looking for above all else in this area, and it's kind of sort of hidden, but sort of not really-ish. Okay. And so now, let's look at this real quick. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? I don't remember where it talks about it, but at some point you'll find maybe it is one of those spells we just picked up. In contrast to standard soul sorceries, abyss sorceries are weighty and inflict physical damage. Perhaps human souls, because of their humanity, produce sorceries that are more tangible. Okay, so these physical manifestations of humanity, they don't seem to be hostile. They're just approaching us. Probably due to our possession of humanity, our utilization of it. And so, yeah, they'll absolutely, they will kill you, but it doesn't, there is nothing to indicate that what they are doing is out of malice. I believe this progresses the area. We don't want to do that yet. In contrast, oh man. I have no idea how long I've had that moved away. Oh. Ah, okay. Yeah, we're on the right track. So this right here, you see that cat? That's Alvina. We haven't met her yet. But we're following her right now. Obviously a much better place to farm humanity. These bigger ones, they'll put a hurting on you. It's kind of what makes it tough with some of these weapons. All right, not that. Where is it? She was just showing us this. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, there he goes. And here we find Sif. We managed to save Sif, and she is wonderful, and she left the cleansing great shield. So, when Artorias was battling the Abyss, well, and when he was battling us, you could see that, I don't remember where this goes. Oh, is this the other side of the chasm? Yeah. So. That's going to be good for us, and I think at this point now we want to try to finish the area. Or we want to try to go ahead and not the boss. And we need to put this on. And we're gonna try to just get by a lot of these guys now, especially the big ones. Whether they're hostile or not, they hit pretty hard. Easy. No, this isn't. For that kind of bridge. Oh, there we go. I think that's actually it. Yeah, because she would usually be up here, but we got lucky and managed to draw her out. So we got to go down across this way. What this structure is, I don't even know. But as I said, I did not want to come down here. End up taking a lot of damage. Because, I mean, Calamite was extremely hard. I don't know. Manus is freaking super tough. I don't know. No humanity drops, really? Fine. Solo hero. Not messing with you guys. And the brightness you might not be able to see, but some red eyes glowing right down there. And so let's see what happens. Down the scariest boss in the game. All right. Not ideal. Distraction, Sif. Sif doesn't necessarily do. Come on. fight. But like right there, kind of being a doing, Sif? Come on. Can't tell what's happening. This is ridiculous. Great. I would really love it if he'd switch his aggro over a little bit. Oh my God. Seriously, Sif. Oh my God.